Today I'm going to be going over how much money you should expect to spend to start up a fish tank of this size. We'll be going over canister filter, waterfall filter, air pump, fluval, and then finally the tank itself. So for everything that I have here, I'm going to tell you the prices, the original prices for everything, and then I'm going to actually tell you prices that I paid for. And you're going to, and then I'm also going to actually cover something that I experienced with my canister filter, that if any of you guys are looking into a Hydor filter, this is something that you should all look out for, so that this just doesn't happen to you, because what happened was actually pretty terrible. But I'll go over that at the end. For now, I'm going to jump right into it. So we have everything here. Oh, I'm also going to go over biomedia. So I have this special biomedia that I had read about, and I thought, oh yeah, this looks pretty interesting. It was super expensive though when I got it. I've done reviews for about all of this stuff already. I just haven't gotten the chance to actually upload any of it. So, starting off, for a fish tank, I got the fish tank from PetSmart. What they wanted for the fish tank, they wanted like $350 for the fish tank. Okay, at PetSmart. I did not pay $350 for the fish tank. I actually managed to get the fish tank for $108. So that's fish tank with stand, PetSmart. But don't expect to, to run off to PetSmart and expect to pay $108 for it when they're asking for $350 for it. Because how we even ended up paying $108 for it, I still don't really understand. It was like a fluke, but when it happened, we ran out of there happy. So don't run into PetSmart saying, oh yeah, no, I have evidence here of people going out buying fish tanks from you, 56 gallons, like for like extra cheap. No, don't do that, please. What else? My canister filter. So I guess I'll go from highest to lowest. My canister filter, I paid, let's see, the guy, he wanted, I didn't get this from PetSmart. I was actually able to haggle this down. He wanted like $260 to $300 for it. Yeah. So some ridiculous number. By the way, this is the Hydor 350 canister filter. Goes to 60 to 100 gallons. I have a 56 gallon. And it should say what other... Here we go. So it says here that there's the 150, the 250, and the 350. So this is the Hydor. I hear that it's actually pretty, not too new, but when I was doing research for canister filters, this definitely was not the first canister filter to pop up. It was, what is it called? The fluval, I think that's what it is. Yeah, that fluval filter, that expensive filter, man, that was the filter that kept popping up. I was not going to have it. I was not going to pay no $350 for like some little 60-gallon filter. No, this one I paid, he didn't want some money for it. He wanted like $260 to $300, but I was able to haggle it down and I paid $160 for it. So, you can build relationships, especially if it's not some big brand name pet store. You could build relationships with the people and, try to haggle that stuff down. Me and my boyfriend, we tried to not pay full price for anything, and just to see what we can get away with. And for this whole project, I'm going to give you a price for if we had paid, you know, normal price for everything, and the price for what we actually paid for. You know, we like to try to haggle everything down, try to get a deal. You know, what that makes just things more extra fun. But as you can see, I got the third one in the line, the 350. And is that the gallons per hour? I'm not too sure. But as you can see, super simple. I've seen some canister filter reviews where it is like up the butt confusing. You gotta like have a ruler, measure stuff out. You know, there's so many extra tubes, all this unnecessary extra. This was the most, once I actually learned of it, because I learned of it from my local pet store. He had like just ordered them, talking about how new they were. So when I actually looked into it and I saw how much they like wanted for it online, how much he wanted for it, I just decided to like pull some numbers from my butt, and like he went with it, so he didn't ask me no questions. And simplest of canister filters, just as you can see, all what you're gonna need for this thing, scissors. That's it. Scissors. Everything is pretty much put together for you. Really easy. Okay, but there was a drawback with this filter. It was amazing, it was great. There was still a pretty scary drawback with it, and I'll go over that actually at the end of the video for you. But Hydor 350, and I will go over that little problem that I had with the filter. Okay, so that's the canister filter. Waterfall filter. I actually went to like 3 different pet stores to get everything. This waterfall filter I got at the same time as my Fluval. They wanted $65 for this filter. I paid $55. And let's see, it's a 70 gallons. So, you know, the most water flow you can get, you know, the better. Then I got the Fluval I paid, by the way, for. They wanted $35, I paid the $35 for it, because, you know, it was $35, and my boyfriend wasn't around. You know, you kind of need a partner when you're going to haggle stuff down sometimes. So, you know, depending on how tight, you know, the places like, say, PetSmart, don't go into PetSmart wanting to haggle, because their prices are pretty set, but it does always help to have a partner. Air pump I got from PetSmart, and I think this one only went down because I had like a PetSmart card. Air pump, $50 I think they wanted. I think we paid like $45, maybe we paid the $50, I'm not sure, but by like $5, you know, I'm not tripping. So by the way, I am going to tell you, I did not look into this air pump before I bought it. I just bought it because I wanted a little more going on with the tank. I wanted some, you know, more oxygen. Since it is kind of a taller tank, it's not so much of a long tank, I was a little worried of, you know, water just being stagnant at the bottom. So I went ahead and my boyfriend got this one without talking to me, because I'm always researching and always trying to figure out like which one we can get, you know, the best one for our money. And this filter, this air pump, while it's good, you know, it looks pretty, it looks nice. This thing is loud. This is the loudest thing I have in here. And you can just see how loud that is. It's very loud. For no reason, too. I think it says that, it claims that it's quiet, but this thing is just loud. And then there's the, you can't see it right now, but the canister filter. And like I said, like if you really want to get a closer look of that canister filter, I can easily buy more sponges to give me reason to open it up and like actually show you. I did do a video of it, but like I said, I'll go into why, the problem that I had with this filter. So I think that's everything here I wanted to cover. I don't want to go into plants or fish or even the rocks. I did cover the substrate, not the rocks though. So for everything, if we had gone the normal price for everything, we would have ended up paying like $800. Let me see my math. $825 for everything. We did not pay that. No, for everything. And when I say everything, I mean all this stuff down here. You know, without plants, without rocks, without the fish. $825. As you can see, it is really expensive to start up a fish tank because you have to pretty much reenact nature inside of a little cube, you know, a little glass cube. You gotta, like, you know, have your water flow, you gotta have your oxygen, you gotta keep your nitrates low, your ammonia low, and if you have plants, you know, sometimes that can make things better or complicate things. You can't have too many fish in one place, even though they look pretty. You gotta have a lot. Like, I thought really myself, before learning and actually getting into all of this, that I would be cool with just one, like, waterfall filter. No. You need, like, some other type of, like, what if they have other filters, like sump filters? They have all types of other filters, you know. I think, like dry filters. I'm not gonna go into all the filters because I don't really know them all. But, that's, I got a canister filter because it seemed like the easiest, and this one I got for a steal. So, $825. We paid $468, so I'll round that out. $470 for canister filter, air pump, waterfall filter, and special biomedia. Okay. We paid like half of that. Okay, so what is that, like 2 paychecks? Like 1 paycheck, you know, like, depending. I go off of with my boyfriend, so if we have something we want to do, we'll save up for it and everything. And this was pretty short notice going into this. You know, there was no planning. We did not plan to have a fish tank. Just all of a sudden, I got my big fish there back, and we decided to go ahead and let's give him a better home. You know, he's lived pretty rough all his life. I really wanted to do something that'll look pretty, look nice. You know, it'll make us feel good coming back home. It's not messy like a dog like we have. And fish are pretty neat, especially when you get cool looking fish like these. So definitely happy that we went with the fish tank route. But of course there's a dark side to it. That dark side being dang canister filter. Okay, so when we first got the 56-gallon tank, we were looking around trying to decide which tank we was gonna get. Okay, so we didn't quite get the canister filter yet. I managed to get the canister filter for a steal, so I got this canister filter. Everything was going out great. We filled up the water, we put in the fluval, so the water was all black. We were going to cycle it. It was going to clear out. It was just going to be pretty. Like, it was just going to be great. What ended up happening, this was when the fish tank was upstairs, so it doesn't help at all. But what ended up happening is, the first time I set up the filter, the canister filter, everything was smooth. Everything was great. It was all gravy. Second time I wanted to start up the filter because it was just like a test run. I had got my special biomedia in the mail, so I was ready to throw that into the basket. I pull out the basket, switch the biomedia, put the old biomedia in here, because, you know, they got that little cheapo biomedia, and you can see actually that it's actually black still, because when we first started running this, the water was all black. So it's been running for a while and it's still black, so I don't know if that's ever gonna, like, not be black. But that's where I put the biomedia that came with the filter. I don't think I'll fix that later. So this is now inside of here, inside of there. So yeah, like I was saying, second time we started running it. Hold up. Second time. Hold up. Okay, second time we started running the filter, all went to hell pretty much. We was upstairs. There's only carpet upstairs. Since this accident, we've moved the tank down here into like the little kitchen-y area where there's both carpet and tile. But what ended up happening is the canister filter just leaked. It was spewing water, and this is 56 gallons in here. The water was all black. Okay, it was really, really messy. We couldn't explain why. And once this thing starts running, once the canister filter starts going, it is very hard to stop. Like, we unplugged it, we pulled it out of the water, and it was still spewing water. We literally had to, as it was spewing water everywhere, all over the carpet, everywhere, just, we had to pretty much dismantle it. And that just causes even more water to pour out, because this thing is just filled to the brim with water in order for it to actually work. So, why did it start spewing out water? I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so as you can see here from this picture, this canister filter has latches. That's one of the latches. It has a latch on both sides, boom, boom, and then on the back, boom, on the back. Okay, so what had happened was one of the latches on the back, when I replaced the biomedia with the little custom biomedia here, I guess when I closed the latch, excuse me, the latch somehow got dislocated. It really just, it popped out. And the problem with it being in the back is that, well, it's in the back, you know, like, the filter, the canister filter's in there. Okay, so I can't see behind it once it's in there with the tubes hanging from the back. Like, it's hard to maneuver it around in there. So I didn't actually, and it didn't seem like there was anything wrong. Everything looked like it fit. It didn't make any weird noises. It didn't just not work. You know, like sometimes, like, if you put something together, if, you know, something isn't put right, it's just not going to turn on. No, that thing came on and it just started spewing out water. 56 gallons of water, black water from the fluval that we put in, okay? We lost about 15% of our water, so we filled it up by hand, by the way, with buckets. By the time we finally got that thing under control, we had lost like that much water. It was ridiculous, and like, we was on carpet, we was upstairs, the whole corner of the room was just soaked, and we had to rush and grab towels and blankets, and it was just terrible. And what was worse was that my boyfriend decided to just shut down at that moment, like, because it was pretty, like, awful. Like, the landlord would have definitely, like, not been happy if he found this shit out. So he literally just shut down on me, so I had to, like, by hand bucket all the water out to a point where I can, like, take down the tank, and while at the same time dancing on top of towels and blankets to try to soak up the water from the carpet. So I had to run back and forth from the bathroom to the room, just shoveling water back and forth while dancing and spinning around. It was really, really terrible, and by then my boyfriend wanted nothing to do with the fish tank, and then I had to spend like the next like 5 hours trying to soak up the water with like the vacuum cleaner, because the carpet, you know, once it is in the carpet, it's pretty much like in the house. Like, it was so hard to get up, and it took forever. I didn't get to go to bed until like 5 in the morning nearly, and we started this at midnight, so it's not like we could have gone to the store to like rent like some type of like steamer to try to like steam the water up. It was a mess, and it was terrible, and it was really depressing and wet and cold that night, and I nearly like flipped out on my boyfriend over it for not helping me with the end result. So we figured out what was wrong. My boyfriend figured out what was wrong with the filter. Just the end latch, the little back latch got just disconnected. Like, it just popped out for some reason, like, and it was really weird. Once we popped it back in, it worked, obviously, because I'm using it now, but it was still like, that was the worst mess and like the worst possible thing to happen. And I don't know how bad our apartment got damaged, but we moved it down here where we can control it a little more if something like that was to happen again, and I don't think I'm going to be messing with the canister filter after that anytime soon. So, but if you would like for me to pull the canister filter out and try to show you like what had happened, just so that if you decide to get a Hydor, you know what to look out for, double check them latches, I can do that. I'll buy some new sponges, because I've been wanting to put more sponges in there. I've just been afraid to open it again after that. I'll buy some more sponges so that I have a reason to like go in there and open it and like put in the sponges, and then I'll show you like all the different like containers that are inside of it, how to like, you know, turn it on, set it up, you know, what is it, prime it I think, when you know, when you pump it, I think that's how you say it. I'm still learning all this fish stuff. So but yeah, that's the story with the canister filter. Nearly ruined my relationship, the damn thing, and it was pretty nearly ruined my house also. So everything's okay now though with it. So that's just something to think about if you decide to go with a Hydor filter. I don't know if that does it with any other filter. That's just a con, like a really bad con, like a really bad experience I had with this dang filter. Besides that, the filter is super easy to, you know, manage. It's super easy to set up. You know, I've seen reviews for filters where you gotta like measure your stuff out. You know, you gotta cut it to little pieces. You gotta like, you know, build it pretty much from like scratch. This one's already pretty much made. There's a review, no, not review, but a tutorial on YouTube, in fact, by like a professional man without like a shaky camera who's, you know, going through and setting up his canister filter for you, and it's a Hydor, and he tells you a little bit of the different types of Hydor filters, you know, from like the 150 to like the highest, which is the highest filter, which is 600. So I got the third one in the line, the 350. So yeah, that is my review on the canister filter. Good filter. It is quiet. It is simple. It is easy. You just have to really want to double check them latches. And like I said, I don't know if that is for any filter, you know, every filter. It was for this Hydor filter, because I just don't want you to go through what I went through, which was, it was pretty traumatic. I really thought like I was gonna lose my house for a second. 56 gallons being dropped on the floor. No way to control it, because once this thing starts going, it just doesn't stop. You know, you pull it out of the water, which causes more water to spill. You unplug it, it's still going to continue like pumping water out. It was terrible. So yeah, I actually have like a video recording of how it looked like right before all that chaos happened. Like the water, it was just dark, like it was a black monster just sitting in this tank, but we were all, oh yeah, this is great, oh yeah, woo woo, you know, we're gonna start a fish tank. Turn off the camera to plug it in, bam, just hell happens. Just it all happened so fast and went down just so fast. So yeah, that is my little canister review, and I guess also my little air pump review. I have ordered some more plants, so they will be coming in soon. It's from the same place. It's from Plant Central. I think that's what it's called, Plant Central Online. I still don't have the name of it just down in my mind. I think I ordered some like foxtail, some other stuff. Like I said, I gotta wait until it comes in. But yeah, as you can see also, we have some new fish. No, not you, him back there. And him, I did have another fish, but he was sick when I bought him. By the way, this fish, he got like 3 spots on his head, right? Okay, so I don't know if any of you like watch like Dragon Ball Z, but he kind of reminds me of that one bald-headed dude. He had 6 spots on his forehead, but like Krillin, like that's what he reminded me of. So maybe I'll call him Krillin, just because like his 6 spots, like that's what they remind me of. Yeah, see, look at that, like a Dragon Ball or something like that. It's just kind of like interesting to me. That's why I picked him out. But yeah, that is everything. Price, you know, $825 is what we could have spent, but we paid like $470 for everything. That's for everything. No, not for everything. Not the plants, not the rocks, not the fish, not the snail though. So if you want me to do like everything, or if you want to know how much I've been spending for my fish and plants, like ask me and I can go ahead and like make another review for that. Until then, this is for everything. Like I said, I want to get more into this canister filter. I want to have a good relationship with this canister filter. Like, it's kind of scared me, but I really want to go ahead and try to have a good